Let's talk about another big development that took place yesterday. It was ghar wapsi for 104 people from India who had gone illegally to the United States. That this was going to happen was a given after Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met US Secretary of State Marco Rubio in June this year, and they both decided that India would take back its citizens who were present in America illegally.
We are also very firmly opposed to illegal mobility and illegal migration, because you also know that when something illegal happens, many other illegal activities get joined onto it. And it's not, this is not desirable, it's certainly not reputationally good. We have, with every country, and the US is no exception, we have always taken the view that if there are any of our citizens who are not here legally, if we are sure that they are our citizens, we have always been, open to their legitimate return.
And so it came to pass that yesterday these 104 Indians touched down at Amritsar's International Airport around 1:55 p.m. A C-17 transport aircraft of the US military brought them from San Antonio in Texas. Images of the Indian illegals being marched into the plane were shared by the US Border Patrol Chief Michael Banks. The 24-second video on X that he posted was accompanied by a warning. It said, "If you cross illegally, you will be removed." The details of the returnees show that out of the 104, 33 are from Gujarat and Haryana each, followed by 30 from Punjab, 3 from Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh each, and 2 are from Chandigarh. The deportees include 25 women and 12 minors, with the youngest passenger being just 4 years old. 48 of these individuals were below the age of 25.
उधर हमारे हाथों में हथकड़ी, पैरों में हथकड़ी लगाकर तो उसने हमको बोला कि आप कैंप पर जा रहे हैं, लेकिन कैंप पर नहीं भेजा उसने। हम एयरपोर्ट पे लेकर गए तो जहाज में हमें बैठा दिया, कहते हैं आप इंडिया जा रहे हो।
19 जनवरी को जो है ना यूएसए पहुंच गया था और तुरंत जल्दी पकड़ के उन्होंने जो है ना इसको अपने पास रख के 5-7 दिन और फिर उसके बाद यहाँ वापस कर दिया। इसने अपनी दुकान बेच दी, का सामान बेच दिया सारा, और कुछ मेरे जो पेंशन के पैसे थे वो लग गए, जो मेरे उसके अपना रिटायरमेंट के पैसे थे।
But even as those who are deported make their way back home by road and by air, their return is now at the center of a massive political row inside Parliament. The External Affairs Minister today gave a suo motu reply in the House, but the opposition was not satisfied. First, let's get you started by listening to the statement he made and the objections of the opposition.
The process of deportation is not a new one. I repeat, not a new one, and has been ongoing for several years. The standard operating procedure for deportation by aircraft used by ICE, that is effective from 2012. Women and children are not restrained. Further, the needs of deportees, including during transit, related to food and other necessities, including possible medical emergencies, are attended to. We are, of course, engaging the US government to ensure that the returning deportees are not mistreated in any manner during the flight.
So we are protesting precisely this issue, that the manner in which the US did what they did was really unacceptable. We believe they have a legal right to deport people who are illegally in their country. And if they are proven to be Indian nationals, we have a legal obligation to admit them, to accept them in our country. But the manner in which it was done, in handcuffs, squeezed into a military aircraft, in such an abrupt manner, that is not acceptable. Under the Biden administration last year, 1,100 Indians were deported. There was no incident, no such humiliation, no problem. They came back and we were quietly able to reabsorb them back in their own country. Today, what we saw yesterday was really very difficult for us to swallow. As Indians, our self-respect is actually in peril here because of the way in which the manner in which this was conducted. He is going to be in the US next week, and we certainly hope that he conveys strongly to the Americans even before that while they can send people back, they have every legal right, they cannot do it in this.
बीजेपी का हर नेता बोलता है वो मोदी जी ने देश का नाम ऐसा कर दिया, विकसित भारत, क्या-क्या सुपर पावर हो गए, ये भी क्या हो रहा है फिर ये इस तरह से क्यों उनको एक बेइज्जती से अनडिग्निफाइड तरीके से उनको लाया जा रहा है।
बहुत बातें की गई कि मोदी जी ट्रंप जी बहुत अच्छे मित्र हैं और मोदी जी ने ऐसे क्यों होने दिया? क्या हम अपना जहाज नहीं भेज सकते थे उनको लेने के लिए? इस तरह से क्या इंसानों के साथ बर्ताव किया जाता है कि उनको हथकड़ियाँ पहना के, बेड़ियाँ पहना के भेजा यहाँ पे?
So let's take each of these claims one by one. First, of course, there is understandable anger over Indian deportees being handcuffed. It's terrible and dehumanizing, no doubt. But the fact still remains that it is as per the laws of the United States regarding illegals, and this law has been the same since 2012. Can India be expected to say that America should not follow its laws only when it comes to Indians? Hardly. Second, that Indians are now forced to go to the US illegally because of the terrible job market back home, and that's happened in the last 10 years. The fact is that this illegal migration route has been in place since the 90s, and that number has risen consistently irrespective of who's in government. We'll give figures for that too in a bit. And third, what Priyanka Gandhi spoke about, that this is a special snub by Donald Trump for his avowed friend Narendra Modi. Now, one can't really read Donald Trump's mind, but his policy vis-a-vis illegals is clear. Irrespective of the country they belong to, they will be deported. Plus, this has also been the policy of other US presidents like Barack Obama and Joe Biden. So what has the record of America been when it comes to the removal of illegal immigrants from India on their soil? That data too was given by S. Jaishankar inside Parliament today. Under the UPA in 2009, 734 Indians were sent back, with roughly the same figure the following year as well. This figure dipped slightly between 2011 and 2014, but then in 2016, it climbed to 1,303 and stayed in that region until 2019, where over 2,000 illegal immigrants from India were sent back by the US. In 2023, though, this again came to a low of 617. The point is that the US government has a policy about deportation, and that policy has stayed irrespective of who is in government, whether there is a friendship between the two premiers or not. Under Barack Obama, for example, over 1,200 illegal Indians were deported. In Trump's first term, he deported over 5,000 Indians, and his predecessor, Joe Biden, deported close to 2,500 illegal Indians from America. The flow to and from, unfortunately, has been maintained in this fashion. Every year, hundreds of Indians were sent back. But a number 100 times higher, unfortunately, still continued to pay pimps and middlemen to try and escape onto foreign shores, uninvited and undocumented. In 1990, the number was as low as 30,000 illegal immigrants from India. By 2005, it had ballooned to 3.25 lakhs. By 2014, it crossed the 5 lakh mark, and in 2022, the number stood at 7.25 lakhs. Consistent deportation is a result of consistent illegal immigration, and the politics around it is really quite pointless. In fact, Shashi Tharoor, who has been MOS External Affairs in the UPA government himself, pointed out the futility of this politics when he said that it is the right of a sovereign nation like America to enforce their laws, and it is a law against any illegal aliens. As for the handcuffing, India can and has pushed for more humanitarian treatment of at least the women and children involved.